So how do we start to become more than now? I've talked a few times on that on my channel, and I think that I wanted to share a little bit of a kind of a tips or advice how I started to do it in order to get more in the present moment and to be abstaining from thought. Because a lot of times it's easier said than done. It's not that easy. We can just tell ourselves that, okay, now I'm not going to think about anything, and you're just sitting there. And all of a sudden, you're not even aware of the thoughts that are just pouring inside of your head, just coming from so many different angles, and it's just having almost a fight in your head, and you just can't stop. And then you say to yourself, okay, now I'm gonna stop thinking. And then 10 seconds later, it's on again. But it's like going to the gym. It takes practice. You're not gonna build huge muscles by going one time, 2 times, 5 times. You have to keep going, being consistent over a long period of time. That's where the results get in. So practicing more, being in awareness and being present is, I would say that meditation is a very good way to start. Don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, let's go very slow in the beginning. Let's say you start meditating for maybe 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, working up to 5, and then you go to 10, maybe 20. It's gonna be a struggle in the beginning for sure. But regarding that, besides that, what has helped me a lot is when let's say you are doing things in your house or in your home. Let's say you are cleaning, you're doing the floor with a vacuum cleaner. Don't listen to any music, just do the thing one thing at a time. So let's say you're doing that and you start trying to do it with a calm mind and not put any attention to any other thing than just cleaning the floor. Maybe you're in the kitchen, you're doing your dishes, or you're preparing food. Try to do the same thing there. And when you have your meal, when you are eating your food, just sit with no devices, no TV, no phone, no music, no radio or anything. Just sit there and try to experience that particular food at that time. And just experience the food that you are entering in your mouth, and you're feeling the flavors, you're feeling the taste of it, and just enjoy it, and just try to be with yourself in that moment. Especially now in the summertime, I think it has been easier because I usually sit at my balcony, which has helped a lot because I feel like you get so stimulated by the sun. So in that way, it's been a lot easier as well. So let's say I'm having a watermelon in the sun, or maybe a smoothie bowl or something. It's very easy to just sit with it and just eat it. So I would say that start doing these things. That's a very good way of getting into the practice of doing this. With also doing daily meditations, either in the morning or in the evening. I think it's good. I used to do it in the morning. I had it in my morning routine before. Now I don't do that kind of meditation that often, because I trying to do it more in every situation I do in the state of meditation, which is kind of the whole purpose of meditation, to be in the meditative state all the time, which is in the present moment. Because it's funny when we look into the words as well. Present moment is presence is presence, prior to senses, which means you're prior to the thought, prior to the mind entering and telling you what to do or what to think. So the words are very powerful, what they mean. But back to what you can do as well is you can also, when you're driving the car, let's say you're commuting to and from work, just do that thing. No radio, no music or anything. Just feeling the way how you're riding the car or driving the car. Feeling the way you're steering the wheel, you're putting down the brakes and the gas and what is it in English? When you're switching gears. Just feel it and try to just be in that state where you're driving. Don't think about anything else. Those are the things that have really helped me, because I'm gonna be honest, about 1 year ago now I wasn't even doing a lot of these things. This has been maybe the past 6 months for me that I've been doing this, and it's been life-changing in so many ways. When you just get into that habit that you do it, it's an amazing feeling. When you're out walking, you can walk maybe in the woods. It's a perfect example as well. I try to just have a calm mind, listening to the birds, listening to the river, to the wind. Sorry for the noise. There is one of my neighbors is drilling in the wall. But just try to do that, and you will find yourself in a much better state. I promise you. Because something happens when we do that. we get so much calmer as well. And one of the things that I really love about practicing being more present is that we really, first of all, we're really resting the nervous system, and we're getting the dopamine levels to regulating the dopamine levels, I should say, and the hormones, because it doesn't really produce anything when we're not stimulated from things outside ourselves. Sure, when we are out in the nature, we get stimulated as well, of course, and we're in the sun, but it's not on the same level. It's not like when we're watching movies or TVs or listening to music and all this stuff, it's a very big difference. So those are the things that really has helped me to get a better feeling about a lot of stuff. I mean, when we get to the place where we have a calmer mind, it's so much easier to get rid of the bad stuff as well, because I noticed that a lot of the times when I used to have problems, some kind of addictions, it was always the thought or the habits that was leading me to take action, because first comes the thought, or maybe first we can say the emotion comes about something, and then the thought process comes in the picture, and then you start taking action. But if you can still the mind, and you don't, first of all, you don't act on the habits or the past behaviors, but you calm the mind so that you don't get that triggering thoughts, you can say. So, I mean, it can be whatever. Only know you know yourself what it can be. So being more practicing this is gonna be very important on this journey. I think it helps with so many things. I mean, sure, I think it's a lot of people out there who might think this is silly, like why you make a video about this, but because it's so, it's supposed to be so obvious, and it's something that is supposed to be so natural for us. But at the end of the day, I know it's not, because let's face it, like most people in today's society are so caught up in the mind that they're not even aware of how deep down they are in this trap. So when we just try to still the mind and we just try to be in the moment, it's much harder than we really think it is. It is supposed to be easy, but it's not. That's what I also think it's interesting when we look back when we were kids, like, because that's the moment where most of us really lived in the present moment, because we weren't attached to any desires or any addictions or any things that we needed to do, in order to be happy, because we just experienced everything as it was, and we were happy about it, and we were living the dream life. Because when I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I can't think of anything. I think when I was more happy, you were playing around with your friends and you were doing all these amazingly funny things that you just wanted to do. You weren't thinking about, oh, maybe I should be in this place now, I should be doing that, and I should be calling those, and I should be working on that thing, because that wasn't the case, because you were so young, you were just enjoying the things, the small things. And that's the place we want to get back to. So by practicing this, to just experience everything as it's supposed to do, because everything is the things we perceive to be the reality, which is future and past, doesn't exist, because everything that we experience is an ultimately present moment at this time now. The other things doesn't exist, it's an illusion, because every time that you're thinking about something in the future is going to be the present moment you experience that time, and the past is the past. You can't do anything about it, just forget about it, let it go. So the things that we're experiencing now is an endless present moment. So I mean, we're missing so many things, like there's so many things we're just missing because we are caught up in the mind are projecting things, the mind are making up expectations, the mind are telling us that it should be any different way than what it is. But the thing is that everything we experience here and now is perfect. It cannot be any different way, it cannot be any other way. So when we can come to the place where we accept it and we just experience it for what it is, I mean, we change everything. So it's funny that you can laugh about these kind of videos, that because it's obvious, but at the end of the day it's not. I know how it was before. I've actually been a lot better now. I've been practicing this and I've been becoming a lot better doing it. But sometimes you get caught in the mind. Sometimes you, out of nowhere, you just get lost in it, Start to think about one thing, it leads to another, and then you build up this massive illusion that it's not even there. And you get pissed, you get angry, you get mad. Then you can feel like the stress hormones running through the body for no reason, because you just made everything up in your mind. It's so fascinating. It's so fascinating and fun at the same time. It's crazy. That's the paradox for sure. So that's why I want to make this video, so that people can start somewhere and to get a hold on what it is. I mean, a lot of people, especially in the spiritual world, they are practicing meditation. But meditation is just one thing. And being in a meditative state, like I said before, is to experience things as it's supposed to be. Still the mind and don't think, don't have any thought. Just doing one thing at a time. You're writing a letter, you're drawing a picture, a painting, with your full focus and attention. That's why I made a video when I was riding a motorbike, because that's a typical example where I feel like I am 100% in the present moment. Because I don't think about anything else, I'm just doing the thing. You're feeling the road, you're switching the gears, you're leaning in a corner. That's an amazing feeling. You like it so much and you feel like it's an amazing feeling because you are just, everything that is happening at that moment, you have so much attention and focus on it that you feel it. You feel it in every cell of your body. That's an amazing feeling. We gotta start somewhere, and I think that doing these things that I mentioned is gonna be very helpful for a lot of you guys. So I think that start to apply them and to try to get them into a daily routine. Because in the end of the day, if we really look into a lot of the issues that we have, most of the issues that we have, they are starting, like I said, in the mind. They're starting with us having thoughts about certain things. It's always when we get putting too much attention on that thought, that's when the problems arise. But like I said, if we practice this, we have the ability now to calm down the mind. And we have the ability to choose, when something negative occurs, to view it more in a positive way. And at least start practicing it. I think that's very, very, very important for a lot of things, but mostly important for the development and the evolution of ourselves. So if you liked the video, hit the like button as well and subscribe to the channel. If you agree or disagree, please leave a comment down below and maybe share one of your own tips and tricks, what you do to practice awareness and being present, and what do you think could be of help for other people as well. So that's it for today. See you soon. Take care now.